Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, Woman of Tomorrow, Superman's cousin. Supergirl has been around since 1959, first appearing in Action Comics 252. In that time, she's been killed off, rebooted, and redesigned multiple times. And her character has appeared in live action, TV, animation just as many times. But what would she look like as a Marvel Rivals character? Or better yet, a DC Rivals character? Let's rivalize Kara Zor-El and find out. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brad. Thank you for being here today as we continue our DC Rivals character design series. The Marvel Rivals character design style is still inspiring artists everywhere, and myself included. With the new season recently dropping and brand new characters like Emma Frost and Ultron recently being added, with more characters to come, this game definitely has a bright future ahead of it. I recently redesigned Emma Frost to give her a little more comic accuracy, and moving forward, maybe that's something I'll do a little more of. Take some Marvel Rivals characters and give them a little more of their comic character design looks. I think that could be a lot of fun, so let me know what you think in the comments below. But for now, let's get back to rivalizing our DC heroes. On screen, I'm still roughing out and finalizing the pencil design for this character, and initially her pose came together quite quickly. If you've watched my other videos, then you know rough poses usually don't come together very easily. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to find the correct proportions, an interesting pose that speaks to the character. And as an artist, it's always a good idea to rough out several different designs or versions of whatever you're working on and just loosely get ideas down. And then you can choose which one to develop further and complete your final artwork. And now that I've got her pose mostly worked out, I'm going to go in and start adding some of those Rivals costume design details. But obviously, I'm sticking to a very traditional Supergirl design. Sometimes completely redesigning or reconceptualizing established characters can be a lot of fun and a great exercise for artists to develop their design skills. But Supergirl has had a lot of really cool comic designs and costume designs that I decided to just kind of pick and choose and create something very traditional and really keep her as comic accurate as I can. And now I'm pretty happy with her pencil designs. I'm going to start to move into digital inking. And as always, the software I'm using is Clip Studio Paint. And if you want to try that software out and get a free trial, please just hit the link in the description below. Clip Studio Paint works great on iPads, Android tablets, as well as PC drawing tablets like I'm using. And I'm drawing on a Huion 24-inch 4K tablet. And if you're interested in finding the Huion tablets and checking them out, please see the links I've added below. And I've included some more budget-friendly tablets for artists that are just getting into digital art. And if you're looking to start your own comic book, comic strip, or webcomic, or webtoon, there's nothing better than Clip Studio Paint. It's literally made for visual storytellers like us. And now back to the drawing. I'm pretty happy with how the inking process is coming along, and I'm just trying to add that angular design style that the Marvel Rivals character designs have. And you can really notice it in the hair design of some of the female characters. And I'm adding that angular design here to her hair, but I'm also going to add it to the cape to give it just a unique angular edgy look. And even though I'm designing the cape in a very stylized manner, I still want it to look or at least represent like drapery wood blowing in the wind. I don't want it to be just kind of an abstract shape. It should make some logical sense as cloth or drapery, even in like this specific design style. And now I'm ready for some color flats, and you'll notice I'm going to choose all my base colors as small color swatches that I'll put off to the right of the screen. And then I'll always have a reference point for each color if I want to change it, modify it, darken it, lighten it. They're always there for me to choose from. I'll add some shadow tones to the cape right away, and you'll also notice I'm going to add those dark areas. It's like a dark navy blue areas around her costume, similar in style to what I did with the Rivals Superman. Being part of the Super family, I feel like their costumes should have similar themes and color schemes. And speaking of Superman, He's actually one of those early DC Rivals designs that I did. And some of those early designs, I think I want to revisit and maybe rework them a bit. And you'll find those on my Patreon, along with upcoming alternate skins. For example, this Supergirl could easily also be a Power Girl. I think the Patreon will be a nice place to add a lot of alternate designs that don't make it to a YouTube video, as well as early access to artwork. For example, this final Supergirl design has been on the Patreon now for several days. So let me know what alternates you want to see me add over there, whether it's DC, Marvel, or whatever. Um, Tell me what you want to see. And honestly, it's one of the best ways that you can support me and help me grow this channel. And back on screen now, I'm completing her shadow layers. I'm adding all the tones to her costume and the contours of her figure. And you'll see I'm adding in these shadow tones with a hard line, almost like a cell shaded design. But that's mostly temporary because I will blend those colors later and add more depth to those colors as I go. And now to contrast those shadow tones, I'm adding the highlight areas where reflective surfaces and things like that. Also at this stage, you'll notice that I've changed all the line art to colored lines. And it's just a painted way for me to match her tones and colors without having those hard black ink lines. And now I'll continue to add some more details and highlights and reflective surfaces, but for the most part, I feel like she's come together pretty well. She's just about done. And by the way, on a slightly unrelated note, what are your guys' thoughts on the new Supergirl for James Gunn's DC movieverse? I think the actress, Millie Alcock, I think she's really good. She was in House of the Dragon. She was great in that. I feel like she's a little younger than I would have casted, but I guess she makes a great sort of kid sister kind of character to Superman. So we'll see. But what do you guys think? I'm very curious. Leave me a comment below. Are you still looking forward to the DC Gunverse? And back on screen, I'm just adding a few finishing touches, including that Rivals rim light, and she's just about done. What do you think of my rivalized Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow? Is she rivalized? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And for me, I think she turned out pretty well. The only thing I might change, maybe I would modify her costume a little more, give her something a little more unique in the style of Rivals. But overall, I think she's pretty good. But wait, we're not done yet. Every super family needs a Krypto, and every rival style game should have a Jeff the Shark. Is Krypto our DC Rivals mascot? Maybe, but I just thought it would be fun to design Krypto the Superdog. And he kind of goes perfectly with Supergirl, I think. Traditionally, Krypto's always been a white lab. In the recent James Gunn trailer for the new Superman, seems to be more of a generic white dog. But for me, I wanted to go with a white German Shepherd because my own dog is a white German Shepherd and he kind of looks like Krypto. And maybe I'm biased, but I love Shepherds. They're the best boys. And my Krypto is a Shepherd. So I grabbed some reference photos from online. That's not my dog in those reference photos. I needed a specific face angle for the dog, and these photos seem to work. I'm not really well versed in drawing cartoony animals, but when you're unsure of what something looks like, you grab reference. I could have made him a lot more cartoony, more in the style of Jeff the Shark, but I decided to keep him more realistic proportions. I wanted him to look, specifically like Krypto from the comics, but with a cartoony edge. Working out a realistic flying pose for a dog is a little tricky, but I think this kind of works. And I won't spend too long showing the art process of drawing Krypto here, but yeah, I think he's coming along. I'm going to move into the inks here now. It's not like he has an elaborate costume or anything, but it's still fun. And because he's a cartoony design, you'll notice that I'm trying not to give any sharp edges to his fur or his teeth. Everything is going to have a roundedness to it. And now I'm moving into the color phase here, and I'm going to give him a sort of off-white or cool gray tone. And then I can layer the white areas, and which will stand out more and add a little bit of shadow and depth. Now here I'm coloring the cape, and I'm going to go through it and recolor all of his line work to give it a more painted, digital painted style. I'm pretty happy with the tones and colors for his fur, but now I'm just going to add some more detail to his face, and I'm not really going to be able to add the rival style rim light to him because he's already a very bright white-ish color, but I'll figure something out, and he's just about done. What do you think of my rivalized Crypto the Superdog? Please let me know what you think. Did I get it right? Did I miss the mark? Let me know. And let me know what you want to see me add, either here as a new YouTube video or some alternates or alternate skins on the Patreon. I'll be adding some tutorials here on the main YouTube channel. So let me know if there's something specific you want to see. I was thinking some mashups could be a lot of fun. Maybe Marvel in a Star Wars universe or DC in a fantasy video game style. Ideas. Let me know what you think. And I hope you like this video. And if you're not already, please subscribe, hit that like button, and I will definitely see you in the next one. All the best. See you soon.